I think he squashed Steffi Neries, and there...
Tell us the joke too.
You wouldn't think, would you, that these two are about to go head-to-head in a World Championship final over 200 metres. We're definitely seeing a totally new generation of sprinters. Gone are the days of staring... Oh, what a final this is going to be. As you said, guys, hold your breath and wait and see.
Yes, you might not have to hold your breath for too long when the race gets underway. There's the lineup. Guliev, Alert, two Europeans on the inside. Then we get the American continent. Steve Mullings, Wallace Spearman, Usain Bolt, Alonso Edward, Charles Clark and Sean Crawford. The great man, the world record holder, the triple Olympic champion, Usain Bolt going in lane 5 and Wallace Spearman just inside him in lane 4. There's the comparisons of their best. Both, of course, former medalist. Usain Bolt started in these World Championships in 2005 and was 8th. Then he moved on to get the silver medal in 2007. So from the inside, we now have the second fastest junior ever from Azerbaijan, Ramil Guliev, 19 years of age, and he's run 20.04. Next to him, David Alert of France, only third in the French Championships this year. Former European under-23 champion, has done really well to make this final. A man who impressed us greatly in the semi-final, Steve Mullings of Jamaica. The only blot in his copybook is that he has served a 2-year drugs ban. But maintaining the Jamaican tradition here, and the first of 2 in this final. Then Wallace Spearman, like Bolt, he's got 2 medals before in these championships. The silver in 2005 and the bronze in 2007. And is the 5th fastest man ever at 19.65. Wallace Spearman in lane 4 for the USA. Now let's hear the roar when the great man is introduced to the crowd. Usain Bolt, the world record holder, the Olympic champion, already with a fantastic world record at 100 metres in these championships. Flashlights are ringing, shining out all around us here as people take this moment of history on their mobile phones. They can say, all this 70,000 or so crowd, that they were here when Usain Bolt ran the 200 metres in Berlin. We just don't know quite how much that's going to mean yet. Alonso Edward of Panama, the double South American champion, goes in lane 6. Charles Clark, after a long American collegiate season, he won the NCAA titles indoors and out, has now made the World Championship final. A best of 20.22 for the American. And the third man from the USA is Sean Crawford, the Olympic champion at this distance from 2004, a former bronze medalist in these championships back in 2001, once calling himself Cheetah Man. He goes in lane 8. The men's 200 metres, just like the 100 metres, keenly anticipated, and probably be an even bigger crowd here tonight. It's 8:30 in the evening, but it's warm. The conditions are excellent here in the Olympic Stadium, and Usain Bolt is ready for this event. He goes in lane 5 as the starter calls the athletes to their blocks. Ramil Guliev of Azerbaijan, David Alert of France, Steve Mullings of Jamaica, Wallace Spearman of USA, Usain Bolt of Jamaica, Alonso Edward, Panama, Charles Clark, USA, Sean Crawford, USA. Usain Bolt in the middle, in lane 5. Spearman and Edward either side of him. A false start on the inside in lane 2, David Alert. So the whole process of the build-up has to start again.
I think it's worth it, actually. I'm quite enjoying it, Peter. You just, the excitement you get in this stadium is absolutely palpable. Look at the stadium behind, absolutely packed. Look at the way that as soon as that starter fired their gun, the flashlights of everybody trying to capture a bit of this moment in history.
Alerte with the false start. It is absolutely packed in this stadium. There are far more people here tonight than were here for the 100 metres. are they going to see another piece of sporting history in this historic arena?
Still waiting for Sean Crawford to come back to his blocks. He's very slowly making his way from quite a long way out. Does he care?
Not a bit. His ability to relax on occasions like this is quite remarkable.
There's Wallace Spearman in lane 4. Sean Crawford took his time to come back to his blocks. He goes in lane 8 in this 200 meters final in the 12th IF World Championships, Berlin 2009. Usain Bolt in the middle lane. It's Gouleyev of Azerbaijan, Allaire of France, Mullings of Jamaica, Spearman USA, Bolt Jamaica, Edward Panama, Clark USA, Crawford USA. The world record holder in lane 5. One full start against Allaire. But they're away safely this time, and here's the big man already up on Edward, already up on Clark. The rest of the field are being left behind. Fast run by Mullings and Spearman inside him. But here comes the great man, Usain Bolt, charging down the straight as best they can. The other men are trying to follow him. Mullings and Spearman. Spearman finishing fast. Bolt wins. Bolt wins. And Bolt has smashed his own world record, just as he did in Beijing. He gets world records in both the 100 meters and the 200 meters. It was 1930 in Beijing. It's 1920 here.
We dared to dream, and he has provided an epic moment once again here in Berlin. This man is just out of this world. The entire stadium were on their feet. He was miles clear, and then it was just a question. Surely not another world record. Oh yes, and by 1/10 of a second.
0.11. It's officially 19.19 for that new world record.
1919. That's the number to remember, isn't it? I don't know, Usain Bolt, insane Bolt. This is ridiculous. You can't keep breaking world records as easy as this guy does. He turns it on. Beautiful running. Absolutely beautiful running. He doesn't even look stressed. I think there's even more to come. I think he could go lower again if he really put himself out. He tried. Let's give him credit. He could have just, exactly. He points to the stars, and he is a star man. He could have just taken it easy. We would have accepted that, but no, he wants to go out all the time. And when you're in this sort of form, when you're in this sort of form, why not go for it? That's the closest anybody's ever got to him tonight. The bear was closer.
Well, now let's just concentrate also on what happened behind him. A fantastic run by Alonso Edward of Panama, just set an area record at 19.81. Wallace Spearman took the bronze at 19.85, far faster than his run before this year. Sean Crawford 1989, Steve Mullings 1998, 5 men under 20 seconds, but the rest of them left so far behind between the now traditional picture of the man himself against the new world record.
It is hard to believe that for the second season in succession, he has 2 global titles and 2 world records. Almost unheard of. He's the double Olympic champion and he's the double world champion, and he left a quality field totally adrift.
Not almost, it is absolutely unique to have set world records in all 3 events in the Olympics, and to do it again in 2 so far here again is fantastic. But a tremendous breakthrough by this man. He's made so much progress this year. He showed great promise earlier in the season. He looked terrific in the heats and semi-final, and now 1981.
Well, 1981, but Usain Bolt caught him at the 50-meter mark.
That's right.
And went past him there.
Yep.
So that just shows you how fast he was moving.
Bolt, in fact, got a cracking start. This is a new part of Bolt this year. Last year, he got some slow starts. Here, his reaction time of 0.133 was the quickest in the field. Let's have a look at it again. Bolt in 5, and he really is very quickly into his running. Let's look at what Steve Ovett said. There's Edward, who comes on to eventually to win the silver medal, and Bolt's past him already. He comes up past Clark. Behind him, Spearman, who always leaves his running late, is running hard, but they all just have to stare and wonder. Look at the high knee lift of this man coming towards the finish. This is sprinting at its super best. Does he ease down before the line? Not really, I think, and he dipped as well.
Well, he had to work very hard to break Michael Johnson's world record when he won the 200 metres in Beijing. And this was, as it was with the 100 metres a few days ago, another step up in class. He's glancing at the clock. He's waiting to see, have I done it again? Yes, I certainly have. His confidence, his sense of fun, and his unbelievable ability have lit up the entire world, and everybody who's in this stadium tonight can count themselves lucky that they've witnessed a unique moment in sporting history. This stadium is synonymous with Jesse Owens, but in many, many years to come, people will also talk about how Usain Bolt lit up this track here in Berlin. Just phenomenal to watch. We may never see the likes of Usain Bolt again. He is a one-in-a-generation athlete, and he is producing moments here that people will remember for the rest of their lives.
Beautiful running. Look at that. That's the first time that you'll see Usain Bolt grimace. And because he wanted that record, he looked across at the clock, and there, pointing to it, 1919. Remember that, 1919. What a great performance by one of the best athletes we've ever seen.
When I was in Atlanta in 1996, and I saw Michael Johnson run that 200 metres in 1933.
I did too.
I thought that might do it for my lifetime.
I did too. I actually did too.
And now we've seen this man smash it twice.
Well, I don't know. If someone comes along better than him, well, that would be something to see, but I don't think so.
For now, let's just savour what an amazing man and what a just incredible performance.
Well, he's raised the bar now, hasn't he? I mean, he's raised the bar so high for the rest of the world to try and get close.
And we now wait to see what he will do at 400 metres. There is the result of the men's 200 metres. A slight headwind, Usain Bolt smashing the world record, 1919. Second, Alonso Edward, an area record for the Panamanian in 1981. Wallace Spearman taking his third World Championships medal in this event, 1985, and Crawford and Mullings also under 20 seconds.